So what's up, guys? Welcome to the Observers podcast, and today we have Mandar Mehta with us, who is a wildlife photographer, and he does a bunch of animal rescuing and stuff. So Mandar, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, so this is Mandar Mehta. Thank you, Meet, first of all, for inviting me to this podcast. It's such a pleasure to see you after, I guess, 10 years at least.
Yeah, 7 to 10 years, very long time. Yep.
But yeah, thanks a lot for this opportunity, and I think I'm definitely going to enjoy this. So, hey,
Mm-hmm.
this is Mandar Mehta, nature enthusiast, wildlife photographer from India, Nadyad, from the same town as Meet is.
Same. Small town
Uh,
boys.
yes, Jai Maharaj,
Mm-hmm.
we
Jai
rock
Maharaj, yes.
with Jai Maharaj. But yes,
Well,
here
it
we
it
are.
has been more than 10 years since we last spoke, I guess. But I've been following you. Like it's not like you were like phased away for a while. I think you were phased away for a while in high school, but
Yeah,
then I started following you because at that time it was like the socials were not that connected, right? Like
actually, fair enough.
after Instagram came and it became mainstream, that's when I started following you, and you're doing a bunch of interesting stuff, man. Like you have
Now,
your series on like animal education and everything, which is LB's Green and Brown. Pretty interesting. I have probably watched all reels in like last few days
oh,
and
means a lot, buddy.
very excited. So I think we should start with snakes. It seems like you
Yeah,
are
for sure.
most interested in snakes. So
Yeah.
what's up with snakes, man? Like let's start with India because I think India is the country
Oh,
which has the most variety and species, right?
well, kind of, yes. But so in India, we have almost 300 species of snakes, and surprisingly, just four of them are venomous, which
Mm-hmm.
are uh, deadly enough to kill a human being or any other creature respectively, and we
Mm-hmm.
call them the big four of Indian snake kingdom. So they are it's spectacled cobra, it's Russell's viper, saw scale viper, and common krait. So basically,
Mm-hmm.
my connections with the wild have been a century old, generation old, because my dad, being a professional musician but a hobbyist wildlife conservationist, and it might sound a bit dramatic or kind of filmy, but I have spent majority of my childhood growing up in the forests and mountains of Western Ghats. So yeah, I mean that has definitely played a major role to shape me as a person I am and to develop interests which I do have. So I rescued my first snake when I was what 9. So that was the first time I rescued a snake on my own without my father's help. But yeah, I used to be with my dad all the time on snake rescue calls or any other animal rescue calls. And I think I really enjoy being around animals and, you know, just be out there in the wild, enjoy nature as it is, no filters. And
Mm-hmm.
that's pretty much about snakes. But yeah, snakes were the first animal or the first creatures that helped me develop a keen interest in this particular field.
Mm-hmm.
Field.
So you
Yeah.
said you rescued your first snake when you were 9 year old, right? But
Mm-hmm.
like when I remember when I was 9 year old, I wouldn't even go near to a reptile, not even snake, a reptile. Like I was even scared of turtles, right? So how does a 9 year
Yeah.
old like look at a snake and actually rescue it? Like isn't that
Uh,
too
w-
scary for a 9 year old? I get it that you have seen it since your childhood and everything, but how does it feel for the first time? Were you like shaky? Were you scared? Or you were just like, hey, well, this is my life?
well, so I'm pretty sure that viral video, I think everybody has seen it, including you, where
Yeah.
a girl who keeps a couple of babies into a room and then they leave snakes and big pythons on them, but the babies
Yeah.
are fine. Why? Because we develop fear, right? That's a fear we learn. Fear
Oh.
of animals, fear of spiders. These are all the things we learn. We develop them. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, as you said, you are definitely correct at that place that I grown up watching my dad do those stuff and rescuing animals and being around animals all the time. And you know what our town is like. It's a small little
Oh yeah.
countryside town, and
Very
we
little
faced
town. Yep.
where we have animal encounters like almost every other day. So yeah, I mean, maybe as I said, my dad. I was at the age where my dad used to carry me in his arms, and since that age, I have been, you know, uh, spending a lot of time with animals and watching my dad do his things with his teammates. We have an NGO called Vidal Care Charitable Trust, and yeah, my dad founded it 12 years ago from now, 2013, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, with his teammates. So yeah, that's what I grew up watching as a kid. So that's pretty much
Yeah,
about
that's
it.
very
So
interesting because I read this article somewhere where it was discussing how kids are not afraid of dark. Like if you leave a kid in like a dark room, it wouldn't have any special
hmm,
reactions. Like it's not scared.
actually,
It's how they
yeah,
adaptively learn to be scared of dark and like reptiles and stuff like that, right? So it's I think it's
definitely.
a lot of fears are like adaptive fears. If like
Hmm,
it's not taught, then it's not developed in a
actually.
child's brain.
Hmm,
And talking about your dad, like I also stalked your dad a bit because I feel like a
hmm,
lot of insights that you would have today would be coming from him. And honestly, bro, having a dad like this, who is also on the creative side of the spectrum, I think it's a blessing. Like your dad is cool. Like
yeah,
honestly,
I get this a lot
he
of
does a
time,
lot
like
of
all
amazing
the
stuff
time.
and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the kind of dad that I would say like hell yeah. Like I think every kid who wants to be more creative needs this kind
Hmm,
of father figure, right, in their life. And I would say my dad
definitely.
is also pretty interesting that way because like my mom's side family is pretty friendly and it's all like everyone's laughing and something is
Hmm,
happening every time. But I would say my dad's side is like pretty strict and like straightforward. So I think I've got a mixture of both. I think that's very
hmm,
important because like kids who are raised by a single parent are
hmm,
lacking some things in their life, either raised by a single mom or single dad. And especially having
hmm,
one parent on the creative side really helps a lot, right?
definitely.
Yeah. So
Totally
coming
agree.
back to snakes, bro, a lot of people don't know the difference between poisonous and venomous. So what's the difference between poisonous and venomous? Because like people describe snakes as either poisonous or venomous. So what's the difference?
All right. So let me keep it in a simple way, the most simple and most basic way. So you bite it, all right? You bite it
Hmm.
and you die. That's poisonous. It bites you and you die. That's venomous. So there's this species of frog which is called poison dart frog, right? So
No.
the poison dart frog has a particular chemical all over its body, which is as deadly as cyanide. So as soon as a predator tries to eat a poison dart frog, the predator dies and the frog walks out of the mouth. So that's poisonous, and that's the reason it's called poison dart frog and not venom dart frog. Whereas a
Hmm.
cobra bites you, or a Russell's viper bites you, or maybe a black mamba bites you, so that's venomous. So basically, in simple terms, venomous is when it's injected into you, and poisonous is
Oh.
something which you bite or you consume it. That's the major difference, but
Oh. So
that's
they're
about it.
that's why they're like poisonous plants and venomous snakes.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Correct.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You got the
Like
point. Yeah.
from like biting a snake, there has been this phenomenon that has been raised recently where people use snake venom as like a drug. Are you aware about it? Like small
Uh,
doses of venom as a drug. What is that? Like what does that do? And why do people do that?
well, this is particularly new about me. I am aware about snake venom being used as
Mm-hmm.
medicines and antidotes to make antidotes of snake bites. But drug is something new for me. I don't know world
There's this
when did it move so forward, but snake drug.
there's
I
this
know about drug. This thing called. Sorry, I interrupted you, but I
no, no,
am
no,
aware
that's okay, go
about
ahead.
snake wine. Have you heard about that thing? Snake wine. Somewhere in world, I
Uh
think some Asian
Not
country they
really.
have snake
Oh
wines.
yeah,
So they keep.
Asian countries, say they like dip the snake in the vinegar and then I have
Yeah,
heard about the snake wine. I have seen it actually. I have seen it.
yeah. But
Mm-hmm.
drug is something new for me. I haven't heard about it,
It's
unfortunately.
like there's this Vogue. So you know how LA has like Vogue version of everything, right? So they have like Vogue
Yeah.
yoga, where they like
Okay. Yeah.
sexualize yoga and consider it as like a
Yeah.
revolutionary thing that America has
Yeah.
invented. No
Mhm.
disrespect to America. Like I love America. It's a great country.
Mhm.
But like just
Mhm.
this part of America and this mob, I would say. So they have
Mhm.
like invented this new thing, I guess, which they believe that they got it from like like South American jungles or whatever. Very like
All right.
inject small doses of snake venom or something like that, like an output of
Mhm.
snake to get
All right.
some kind of high or some kind of adrenaline rush or something like
Mhm.
that. I haven't really read about it in detail, but
Mhm.
something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So
But
like,
yeah, it's
all right.
interesting. I will definitely look forward to know
Oh,
about
sure,
this
sure.
concern
I would forward you the article link and everything, the
for
resources that
sure.
I would find. Yeah. So next question, like, so if I'm a person who knows nothing about snakes, right? I just know
Mhm.
from the societal like dogmas that snakes are dangerous. So if I'm
Mhm.
walking and I see a snake in front of me, won't
Mhm.
you think that my first reaction would be either like kicking that snake or either running away or somehow making the snake too anxious to act? Because these animals don't think, right? These animals work on instincts. Like if they feel
Mm.
threatened, they would attack. But if they don't feel threatened, they would just pass right by. But now when
Yeah.
I look at the snake passing by, I don't know if it's venomous or not. So like my
Mhm.
first reaction would be to assume that it is venomous. And I think this is the thing that leads to a lot of animal abuse where snakes are beaten with sticks or like snakes are thrown away or killed instantly without calling
Mhm.
an animal rescuer like you, right? So
Mhm.
how do we solve this? How do we take this fear out of people's brain that most snakes are not venomous? Like you said, 300 species in India, right? And only 4 of them are venomous. So
Mm.
there are like 96% chances that you might not encounter a venomous snake ever in your life.
For sure.
So how
That's
do
a
we
good
like get
probability, by the way.
people yeah, how do we get people to not act like this, where they just assume that the snake is venomous and kind of beat the snake out?
Well, the only thing and the only correct answer for this is what I always say, and that's the very same reason I started, conducting awareness lectures and programs across a lot of schools, colleges, and educational institutes back in India before I moved to England. But yeah, the only answer and solution to this concern is make people aware as much as possible. I know it's a bit difficult thing to do, but at the end, as you said in the very beginning, that education is something that plays a vital role to build a society, right? To make a community. So
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the one and only way we need to, and when I talk about awareing people or when I talk about educating people about local snakes or local wildlife. I'm not asking them to become a wildlife biologist. It's just simply, you should know the basics about your wildlife, what is around you, right? You know what sort of restaurants you have around you. You know how many Italian cuisines you have. You know how many American cuisines you have. Then why not your diversity? It plays a vital role. So
Mm-hmm.
I think, yeah, information, you need to have right information, and Yeah, that's pretty much about it. But yeah, I would definitely say that, let's say a person who's left out and has no information or knows nothing about snakes or cannot identify a snake, then yeah, for sure, killing would not be an option in my opinion. But yeah, I would never suggest or prefer killing. You just simply move away. You just walk the other way, or just take a long stick. As you said, if there are no rescuers available, just we always say that if you encounter a snake or any other animal, and if there are no rescuers or help available, just keep a watch, keep a safe distance, and just keep a watch on that particular creature, or what does it does, where does it goes, and stuff like that. But not to harm it. That's not the option eventually,
Hmm.
because that's no good for animals, nature, or the entire ecosystem in general. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it makes more sense because if you encounter a snake, rather than you going near it and try to like kill it or beat it up, that's not safe. Like that might just trigger the
hmm
animal and you might end up on the other end where like you get bitten by the snake. What I would do is just like run away or like stay away as far as possible and keep my eyes on the snake that it doesn't escape and try to get a rescuer in the meantime, right? And as you
hmm
said, education is very important, and especially in country like India, like wildlife education is such an important thing because we have an immense
yeah,
wildlife in India, so many species of so many animals, and we don't have a clear defined lines between forest and urban areas. So there are probably
definitely,
every day animals entering the cities and getting brutalized by the people of city, right? And I think there should also be a
totally fair,
fine, like a
fair.
heavy fine and a law introduced. I don't know if it already exists, but if you harm an animal or if you kill an animal, it should be taken seriously. You shouldn't be just paying 500 rupees and getting away with it. I think animal brutality is like not taken that seriously in India.
Well, speaking about the animal cruelty stuff, when illegal poaching, you talk about killing elephants for their ivory, their tusks, or you talk about snake skin, alligator skin, or you talk about any other animal. This is, of course, India, but I think this is a major concern worldwide. Across the globe, this problem exists, and there are illegal poachers who still are active in Africa. And this, have you ever heard about tiger farming in Thailand, or I forgot, Indonesia? What, it was an Asian
No.
country for sure, where they used to do tiger farming. They used to, catch baby wild tigers, and they used to bred them. They used to, just pet tigers for becoming a visitor attraction to attract tourists. And have you seen people clicking pictures with tigers and, I don't
Yeah, I've
know,
seen those.
maybe having a swim in a swimming pool with tigers and stuff in Thailand or such places? So this is all, very cruel and dark side of this particular field. But yeah, in India, I would say, particularly our state, Gujarat, right?
Yep.
So uh, I'm pretty sure almost every day you come up with new videos and reels on Instagram or social media, especially Facebook and TikTok, that, some random lion or lioness entering a person's house in Gujarat, Junagadh, right? Key National Park, uh, the only place for Asiatic lions in the world.
Yes,
So,
yes.
yeah, that's a major concern. That, as you said, we do not have boundaries, proper boundaries, but to keep animals away from humans, or I should rather say humans away from animals,
Yeah, that's
because
mhm.
it's at the end their home, right? It's
Yeah.
their house. But yeah, I think there are laws. Let me tell you, there are really strict laws. Uh, as far as I know, if you kill a man in India, you might get a chance to prove yourself in the courts. But if you kill a
Mhm.
peacock or a tiger, there's no chance, no way you can escape if you get
Hmm.
caught, for sure.
Yeah.
So because those are the critically endangered animals, and of course national birds and animals as well. But yeah, they are really endangered and protected species. So I feel, yeah, there are laws, but uh, the strict, the more laws are strict, but I don't, I don't know how to say this, but somehow people find loopholes and then they just keep misusing it and they never get caught. But yeah, majority of people, they do get caught and get punished at the end. But yeah, we definitely need to think something about conservation uh, in India, especially because if you talk about India, we are maybe fifth for world's best and biggest diversity of wildlife and animals. Maybe fourth or fifth, I don't exactly remember, but yeah, we are in the top five for sure. So
Because
there's a
I don't
lot of
know,
things.
there is this one video about like an American visiting like Indonesian, like those bird market where there's like all this rare birds and cats and monkeys and everything, which are like put in the cage and they're like sold illegally. But well,
Yeah.
it doesn't look like it's getting sold illegally because it's like it's a full market. I think the government just doesn't care about it that much. But like all these Americans and Europeans, when they go to Indonesia for vacations and everything, these people try to sell these exotic animals to these foreigners, right? I don't know how many
Uh-huh.
people buy it. I don't know how many people don't buy it, but well, it's a thing that exists.
Uh-huh.
And the fact that they're doing this just means that they would make profits out of it. Because if it wasn't profitable, why would they do it, right? So there are people
For sure.
who buy this exotic animals and take them home or something, but it's not their
Uh-huh.
home. It's like they are not made for this. When talking about tigers, right? I think a lot of Arabian countries, like Middle Eastern countries, have legalized keeping big cats as pets, right? That just
Uh-huh.
does not make sense. Like they are not domestic animals. They don't belong in a house. Like those are big
For
cats
sure.
made to hunt and they are made to
Uh-huh.
thrive. They are physically and mentally not made to be in your house or in your parking or like in the cities. They are not made for
Uh-huh.
that. Even zoos, I guess, all these big zoos only keep animals which are like not able to survive on their own in the wild.
Okay.
Those are the kind of animals that are kept in zoos now. But I
Uh,
doubt it too. In countries like Asian countries and everywhere, I doubt it that they would keep animals who
well,
are well off.
so I don't know what exactly the state was, but somewhere in America for sure. There's this zoo, or I don't know, zoological park or whatever do they call it, but where they had a whale, right? A big, massive humpback whale, or it was a blue whale, I believe. And
Hmm.
they kept the whale as a pet, I mean, as a zoo animal. Now, now imagine how crazy does this sounds to you. No matter how big you make an aquarium for a whale, it's
Hmm.
never as big as oceans, right? It's never
No.
gonna be enough. It's damn, it's nothing less than a jail, right? It's a prison, because at the end, no matter you make kilometers of wide, aquarium, but it's never gonna be enough because whales, they migrate a lot across the
Yeah,
year.
look at the creatures. They're big, big creatures. You cannot keep them
Whales
in
are
aquarium.
massive. They are
Yeah.
massive, and the sad part about is uh, when one particular zoo gets a whale, now the other competitor wants it too, and it never stops. But
Yeah.
uh, I think a lot of zoos. So where I live in Cambridge, there's this small little countryside village nearby Cambridge called Royston, and they have a small zoo called Shepherd's Wildlife Park, and I happen to know that trustee. She's
Hmm.
a very kind English lady, and she spent her lifetime for conservation of African elephants. So she happens to be the trustee at the zoo, and God, they do a lot of conservation projects, and their efforts are amazing. I have been there quite a couple of times, but what I'm trying to tell you is that there are people and organizations who are actively and honestly working for conservation, for saving animals. And then there are people who are making business and profit out of it. So that's pretty
Hmm.
much about it. It all depends on your personal goal, or on what sort of a person or visions you have. So, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there is bright side, is what I'm trying to tell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, interesting. What do you think about Amazon rainforest and species that only exist in Amazon rainforest? Like species of snakes, like caimans, any kind of reptiles, capybaras, anything that you want to talk about. But I think I've been heavily fascinated by Amazon rainforest. Like I watch videos of it all day. I read about it. I read about the species there. It's just amazing, man. Like I could not believe living in these cities. My mind cannot comprehend that there's a big forest, like a countryside forest, which is which is just canopies, and like there are tribes which we haven't discovered yet, and they don't know anything
Mm-hmm.
about our existence. They don't know drone warfare. They don't know what China's doing. Like such an interesting reality they are in, and like Amazon rainforest itself is an amazing place, man. Like, what do you
So
think about it?
everything you have heard or read or watched about Amazon rainforest, like the entire Amazon, not just the Brazilian part or not just the Ecuadorian part, the entire Amazon rainforest, you have totally in general heard just 0.1% about it. Trust
Oh
me
yeah.
when I say this, we know nothing about Amazon rainforests, because it's almost like an entire different planet, a different world, right? We know
Yeah.
about some species like jaguars are really rare and endangered, right? Capybaras are really good, and they are quite protected as well. But yeah, dwarf caimans and jaguars, as you said, jaguar is, I think they are South America's
Yeah,
largest
biggest cat.
predator.
Yep.
Yeah, the
And
largest predator.
jaguars, sorry for interrupting, bro, but
No,
jaguars have
sure.
like pound to pound bite, like jaguars pound to pound bite force is the highest in any big cat. Have
They
you seen
do.
those
They do.
things? Have you seen those things hunting underwater? Like
Yeah, I know. They
if you
kill
see their
dwarf
face,
caimans all the time.
y-
Yeah.
yeah, if you look back and you see a jaguar hunting you underwater, you would die of a heart attack. Like there's no way
You're
you're getting
already
snatched by
dead.
this thing. Yeah,
Yeah, you're already
and they're
dead if a
excellent
jaguar
swimmers,
is
right?
behind you.
They hunt on the
So let
land.
me tell
They
you something.
Mhm.
Uh, every big cat, every big cat, trust me on this, or I should rather say almost all animals in the entire animal kingdom, they are all
Mhm.
good swimmers, right?
Yeah.
Every animal, every big cat can swim. Tigers can swim. Lions can swim. Leopards, cheetahs, jaguars, every big cat can swim, and they are exceptional swimmers. Trust me on this one. It's just that they don't prefer being a lot of time in water, or they prefer being in water only it's if it's the last option, right?
Yeah.
Tigers are an
Mhm.
exception. You see, tigers spend majority of their time in waters, right? Because they are built like that. In the very same way, lions, they avoid being in water.
Yeah.
So all the big cats can swim, and big cats are exceptional swimmer. Climbing, have you seen a tiger climbing a tree? Tigers
Bro.
are massive. They weigh over 200 kilos, not pounds, 200 kilos
Mhm.
on an average. But they are extremely agile and, athletic body, I would say. that despite
Yeah.
being so heavy, they climb really fast and to a good height.
Yeah.
So
I have seen
big
those,
cats
and
are very skillful. When you talk about big cats, you are talking about probably the most intelligent and powerful creatures
magnificent,
on
bro.
Earth.
Magnificent creatures. The jaguars, like when I read about Amazon, I read about jaguars every time. And even their hunting is so unique. Like they don't bite your neck. Like most big cat would bite your neck, so your breath could be stopped and you can be choked. Jaguars bite your brain off. So, like if they're hunting a caiman, there's no way they're getting to the food pipe of the caiman and choking a
Hmm.
caiman. So they bite like the
Yeah,
brain of the caiman, and that's
yeah.
what they do with all all animals in the Amazon, and that's so fascinating. Like these creatures are magnificent. Like looking at tigers, look at them. Like look at a Siberian tiger, a Bengal tiger. Amazing creatures,
S-
man.
Siberian tigers are, let me tell you, the world's biggest cats and the
Hmm.
heaviest cats, and they are massive. Siberian tigers have pretty much Bengal tigers or Sumatran tigers or Javan tigers. There are Indonesian tigers. There are Indo-Chinese tigers. All of these have no competition against the Siberian tiger when it comes to size and strength, because
Hmm.
Siberian tigers are biggest cats in the world, and they are quite massive. They are no less than living tanks. But coming back to jaguar and Siberian tiger, uh, you know, these are the creatures. There are two things. First, they are extremely endangered, right? They are like, there are just
Yep.
few hundreds of them left in the wild. Jaguars and Siberian tigers, both of them. And so it's the first thing is their numbers, which makes them very hideous and unseen. And the second thing is they're extremely smart and elusive. So despite being a lot of, having a lot of scientific techniques and a lot of manpower, uh, we still do not know much things about these two animals. Trust me, we do not know stuff about Siberian
Oh yeah, I
tigers,
believe
their
it.
hunting techniques, their habits, their lifestyle, the way they live, the way they behave. They are mostly, unseen and unknown as of now. But yeah,
Hmm.
I think if there are not proper conservation steps and efforts taken, uh, it disheartens me to say this, but if there are no efforts made, maybe in next few or 10, not even 10, maybe in next few years, we can expect one of these species to just go extinct. And that scares
That's like
me. This thought, it scares me.
That's like a big loss. Like this species have evolved for thousands and thousands of years to be what they are today. And like
Yeah,
them going extinct and we playing the part in it is just immoral. Like we are just not complying with the universe and the earth at this point. Like we are a rogue species. Like I don't even
makes
know that
sense.
if humans were like even supposed to be this smart, that we have so much control. Like yeah, like people would say that we are still not a type 1
Uh-huh.
civilization, but I feel like the more
Yeah,
control that human has, the more it destroys. Like our love is
definitely,
this
for sure.
uh, yeah, like for humans love means destruction. Like we love our bird who is in a cage in our room, like, the things
Yeah.
that human love, they destroyed first. For some weird reason, we are, I don't know, a weird species in that sense. That the things that we
Hmm.
love, we destroy them the first. And if we can't get it, no one can get it. That's like the mindset that a
That's
species
that's the
itself has.
worst part.
Yeah, like dogs and cats as pets make sense because they are like reliant on humans for hundreds and thousands of years because we have made a pact with the dogs that they will be our companions, and in return we would give them food and shelter. And that's a good partnership. When you have a dog, the dog is getting something that it needs and you're getting something that you need. But like keeping a tiger as a pet, the tiger doesn't love you. Have you seen these cases
Makes
where
sense.
people adopt a baby ape or gorilla or whatever? Like they raise
Hmm.
the gorilla or ape, and the ape gets triggered and acts on its instincts someday after like 10 years and snatch the
Yeah.
head right off the human. They
And
are
at the
not
end,
meant,
animals are blamed in all these cases
yeah,
majority of time because you
but
know
they don't think about it,
uh
man. They're just instinctive creatures. If they don't
yeah.
act on emotions, we have the gap between action and reaction, where we can just be like, yeah, I'm feeling that I want to beat up this person, but I have that gap where I could think about that. Do I really want to do it or not? Animals, I don't
Hmm.
think so. They have this gap in between. They feel threatened
Right.
and they hit you. That's like a direct connection. They're not going to
Makes
think. They
sense.
don't have that ability to think. Yeah, if you piss off an
Hmm.
ape, it's going to beat up. Like, you can't blame the ape for that thing,
Hmm.
right? Because it's literally a wild animal. They don't think that much. Just
So
like pisses
speaking
me
of
off, bro.
yeah, speaking of animal attacks, let me tell you an incident, like not a story. Let's highlight this word, an incident, not a story.
Hmm.
So long back, there was this Canadian biologist called Timothy Treadwell. I'm not sure if you have heard about it or read
No.
somewhere, but
Hmm.
he's referred to as Grizzly Man. Now, this guy, a Canadian wildlife conservation student and biologist, he spent 13 long years in, the Katmai National Park in Alaska.
Hmm.
Alaska? Yeah. So he spent really long time in those forests studying, observing, and, filming grizzly bears. Uh, to an extent, he eventually started believing that the grizzly bears have accepted him as a part of their own. They are now no less than friends or families to him. Uh, on the 14th year, this young guy takes his girlfriend with him. So every winter's a lot of animals, in fact reptiles as well, they hibernate, right? They are inactive for the winter period. So every winter, he used to get out of the Katmai National Park before they started to hibernate, the bears. But on the 14th year, he decided to stay. And this time he was with his girlfriend. And it was a pretty long story. But in a nutshell, to capture everything in short, he, this wildlife biologist, Timothy Treadwell, who spent 13 long years with the same grizzly bears in the same forest, and his girlfriend, to get eaten alive by grizzly bears on camera. So I think if you search on YouTube, I do not recommend this, but yeah,
I
for
think,
sure.
yeah, I have heard this story before. Yeah.
So if you search on YouTube, Timothy Treadwell last audio clip, there's this entire audio clip where, you can legit listen to everything that's happening in that situation. Full
It's just
grown
him
hungry
shouting, right?
grizzly bears just shouting, 26-year-old mature adult man shouting like a baby, it sends chills down your spine. But
Hmm.
so, these are the things and incidents which makes us, aware, which reminds us that no matter how much you love animals, me being an animal lover or a wildlife photographer, I only believe in one thing, that I love animals, and that's the very same reason I keep a distance from them. All right, because I love them,
Exactly.
and
Hmm.
I know to respect their boundaries. I know to, not cross their danger zone. So
Hmm.
I think we need to understand that at the end, an animal is an animal. All right, animals,
True.
with all due respect, they are more loyal and trustworthy than humans these days.
Oh,
But
yeah.
uh, it is what it is. That someday it's gonna, get triggered by its wild instinct, and that will be the time you are most vulnerable. So,
Yeah.
uh,
This is like
uh,
this is a theory where, sorry for interrupting, bro, but this is a theory
so
where
fine.
uh like I would say advertisements have altered how we see animals. Like seeing these cute teddy bears and like those bear shaped candies and everything. I don't think so people know that bears are not their cute teddy bears. Like these creatures
Oh,
are wild. Like a bear would rip you apart and don't they won't even think about it for 1 second. Like have you seen the polar bears killing mooses? Do you even know how
that
big the mooses are? They break
that's
them in half.
exactly where I was gonna go. Uh,
Yeah,
well,
they break
if
the
you
moose in
ask me
half.
personally, being a wildlife photographer, uh,
Hmm.
if I have a particular dream animal to see or to capture,
Hmm.
hopefully to film, it's none other than the polar bears. They are exceptional. They are massive. They are just tanks. They are tanks. None other than,
Hmm.
well, there's no other word I can use. They are absolute tanks. Uh, on an average, a polar bear would stand 9 to 12 feet of
Oh
height,
yeah.
which is like, if I'm 6'2", it's double
Hmm.
than me if it stands up on his, two legs. Uh,
Yeah.
Talking about bears, every single bear, except the ones which we have in India, they are called the Indian sloth bears. Uh,
Hmm.
they do not eat uh, animals or other non-veg diet majorly, but yes, some
That does not
small
mean that you go
insects and
bother them, okay? Whoever's listening to
exactly,
this, that doesn't mean that you go and disturb the bear because it's not gonna hit. It's still an animal.
definitely,
Yeah, go
because
ahead,
at
brother.
the end, the sloth bear still has 4 inches long claws, which are
Yeah, it
like
might just scratch you, you
almost
know? It might just
equal
scratch
to
you.
fingers, and it would take him just one swipe to
Hmm.
just pick your head apart of your
Oh, yeah,
body.
like
So
hippos. Hippos are vegetarian animals, but do you want to mess with a hippo? Like,
uh,
no.
hippo, a lot of, I think it's really funny when I see people talking about that, oh, I can outrun a hippo, I can outrun an elephant, I can outrun
You
a
can.
rhino, but just because they are big, fat, and massive, you think you can outrun them, and that's stupid. You cannot
No,
outrun an animal like a hippo or, maybe a rhino. They are fast. No matter what
they
their
are.
weight is, their size is, they are fast. So,
Hmm.
as I said, it's the first and only thing which I would recommend as a wildlife lover is that maintain a distance. All right. At the end,
Oh,
they are
yeah.
wild animals. There's a reason they are called wild, and there's a reason polar bears are kept away from human reach. All right. There's a
No.
reason
Yep.
behind everything nature and God has done. So maybe try respecting those boundaries and uh, instead of considering, you talk about this teddy bear shaped chocolates. That reminds me of this stuff, the Jungle Book. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, the Jungle Book movies and series like this, they portray Black Panthers and bears, such deadly animals, as friends. And of course, it's a cartoon after all, and people know after a
Hmm.
certain age that
That
it's not
shapes the
possible to live with.
perception, though. That really
Yeah,
shapes the perception in our brains. And like talking
exactly.
about bears, that's what they say, right? If it's brown, what do they say?
Yeah,
If it's black,
if it's
fight
brown, lay
back.
down. If it's black,
If
fight
it's
back.
yeah,
If
and
it's
if it's
white,
white,
good
it's
night.
good night.
Something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we have a
but
lot of polar bears here. If you go to Alberta, which is like
yeah.
northern Alberta, I mean northern
Hmm.
Canada, you can actually see them wandering around like those ice valleys and everything. But you would see that creature and you wouldn't go near. Like if you see it in front of your eyes,
Exactly.
you would stay away from it.
Exactly.
Like bears are gigantic, and breaking a full grown moose in half is just insane. The spine would be probably the width of my body, and they just
Hmm.
break it in a snap.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Canada is an interesting place. I initially was supposed to be there, but uh,
Hmm.
I had a college in, I don't know, this place called Nova Scotia.
Oh yeah, nice
But
place.
I had, yeah, I had two options, either Cambridge or Nova Scotia. So I don't know, but
Hmm.
something made me choose Cambridge and
Oh
England. But
yeah,
yeah, for sure,
you're
Canada, I know
you're where you are
they have
needed, bro. Like that's what I have realized in this last 3 years, that you might
exactly.
feel like you might have taken different decisions and that might have gotten something good for you. But I feel like
Hmm.
you don't know what's good and bad because just you haven't seen the
Yeah,
future. Something might be extremely bad for you and you didn't get it. And where you are is the place that you're supposed to be. That's what I think.
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Yep. Anything else you
But
want to talk about? Any other interesting animal or any other interest that you
well,
have, your future plans?
future plans. If you ask me about my future plans, would you want me to keep it in a bit, philosophical and poetic way, or you want a
Sure.
straightforward
Oh, I love
answer?
philosophy,
Which one?
bro. I'm a big
Great.
philosophy and poetry
So,
guy.
oh, great. So let me keep it this way: that if you ask me where do I see myself in this particular field after, let's say, 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
or 10 years, in near future, right, or far future, but I would say that I see myself under the same old trees, on the same old beaten path, under the same old sky, on the same old offbeat tracks, under the same old trees, doing the same old things, because, uh, but this time with my binoculars and not with my camera, because, eventually I just want to be out there and enjoy. There will be definitely a point of time where I will be like, okay, done. Now, that's it. Now, no more filming, no more, capturing moments and cameras and,
Mm-hmm.
trying to present it to world. And it's now time for me to be me. So
Yeah.
eventually, every time I'm in the wild with my camera and my setup, uh, if I like a moment, if I love a moment, if I'm feeling a moment, I just keep my camera aside and I just be in the moment and not try to capture
Mm-hmm.
it. And that's one of the reason I have been not very active with my photographs and posts
That
lately,
makes
because the
sense.
very first thing is that England doesn't have a majority of big cats. England doesn't have any big cats, or
Mm-hmm.
no bears, no big cats, of course. Reptiles, you
Mm-hmm.
talk about reptiles, there are just three snakes in England, and
Mm-hmm.
just one of them is venomous, and that too is mildly venomous. That's not deadly enough to kill a human being. So, and that too are rarely seen. I know English citizens who have been, born and brought up in this country and have never seen a snake in their entire life.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but England has definitely good biodiversity as well. I got to see seals in England, which were one of my bucket lists
Mm-hmm.
as a photographer's perspective. And I got to see a lot of birds, I would say, lately. But yeah, England's a small island. UK is a small
Yeah.
island, so coastal wildlife is really good. But if you
Mm-hmm.
go to Wales or some places in Scotland, they have this, whale and dolphin watching boat safaris, which I'm gonna go soon by the end of this year, pretty sure. But
Yeah.
yeah, if you want me to conclude something, uh, I can suggest one thing. If to everybody who watches this, uh, the only thing you can do to conserve environment is, I'm not asking for something big, or no big promises, or something like go plant trees or do something that go for raise funding and stuff. There's this documentary called Our Planet by the great English biologist and conservationist Sir David Attenborough, and he's a living legend. That man is 99 years old, and he's living
Mm-hmm.
legend. The things which he has done for environment and this particular field of conservation, it's unmatched. So he's made this documentary called Our Planet, available on Netflix and a lot of other, I don't know, OTT platforms. But yeah,
Mhm.
just have a look at those. There are 2 seasons, I believe.
Sure.
But Our Planet is a must watch. You will learn tremendously new and unknown things about nature and the wild kingdom, the wildlife around us. And you will know a lot of new things about conservation, how to conserve and why to conserve. So yeah, one Our Planet is a must watch, and the other one is just make sure you don't use unnecessary plastics. And if you cannot conserve something, just make sure you don't ruin it. That's
Yeah.
pretty much about it. But
Yeah, I
yeah.
hope I hope we are more sensible species and we stop destroying things that we love and like
Hmm.
realize that we live in a shared space and not everything revolves around humans. Doesn't
Hmm.
mean that I don't think that humans should have any rights or something. I don't mean that. I think animals are a part of the ecosystem and we all coexist. Humans were not the one that were from the start, and I'm pretty sure humans are not going to be the one that's going to end last. I
For
think
sure.
we just have a part to play and we should behave ourselves. And I think if we say that we might be the smartest species of at least the solar system, then I think we should kind of behave like that. Just keep your distance. They don't need your petting, they don't need your love. The bear doesn't need you to pat on its
Definitely.
head. It's okay. It's not your dog. It's not your cat. Keep your distance, and that's how you can be more sensible. And this is what is expected from humans, at least.
For sure. And it totally makes a lot of sense to,
Mm-hmm.
respect nature, all the creatures in nature, their boundaries, and everything which connects us to the wild, to the nature. Respect seasons. You want summer, but then you don't want the scorching heat. Then maybe try, not polluting your environment. You want monsoons, but then you don't want puddles on the street. It's the part of it. So I think everything nature has, it has a purpose, and there's
Sure.
no sense of uh, not conserving it. It's after all our home, right? So we live on this planet, and our coming generations will be living on this planet if we protect it. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I'll
pretty
be
much
pissed
about it.
if my grandkids don't get to see a tiger in wild. I'll be pissed. Like,
Oh, for
let
sure.
these creatures leave, man. Like magnificent creatures we have on this planet.
For sure.
Yep.
But
Well,
I think
thank you for being on the podcast, man. It was really fun.
uh, totally my pleasure, buddy.
Yep.
Thanks to you
And
for inviting me, and I really enjoyed this because this is the first time I'm, being in a podcast or something like this, virtual. I
mhm.
have been, as I said, I do a lot of awareness projects and stuff. But yeah, this is the first time experiencing a podcast, and I low key loved it. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
I
nice,
think
eh?
I
Hmm.
kept good points, and I tried my level best. But
Yeah, it was really good.
maybe
No, 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 it was really good. Yep, it
sometime
was really
soon,
good.
maybe some other more informative stuff together. I don't know. Yeah, let's
Oh,
see.
sure, sure, sure. Yep. No, it was really
But
good, man. Like it certainly topped the expectations. Because scripting,
oh,
honestly, I didn't script for this. I just like I had
yeah,
rough ideas that what are we gonna
yeah,
talk about, and I was
mm-hmm,
like, this is not a random guest. I know this guy for 10 years now. And like, I think
mm-hmm,
I could hold on a conversation without getting bored or without like having those breaks in between. And this is
yeah.
what happened, right? Like, I probably am going to post this unedited because there's nothing to edit in this. Like, it was a straight on
Oh,
conversation. There was,
actually,
I don't, yeah, I don't see any cuts in between. So yeah,
oh,
I'm
that's
really grateful for this, man.
oh,
Like,
I'm glad, buddy.
yep,
My
it
pleasure.
was.
But
Hmm.
yeah, it was really fun. Too good,
Oh
buddy.
yeah.
And I.
Yep.
really appreciate your idea of, having this podcast channel. And so your bio, I'm interested to know this, that your bio says something about, talking about geopolitics and military stuff. So, and I
Hmm.
see a lot of your updates, and you are quite, into
Yeah, I'm a
geopolitics and
big politics guy.
wo-
Yeah.
world politics guy. I definitely know you, but so,
Hmm.
yeah, what makes you real quick? This is a real quick one, but what makes you interested in this? And I would definitely like to talk to you someday about the same thing, and maybe have a
Sure,
conversation
sure.
on
I
the
would be
same
up for it.
politics topic.
Yeah, I would be up for
But
it. Geopolitics, I feel like I'm a guy who likes the process of making something from the scratch, right? So either
mm-hmm,
it's like an economy that was not working and implementing good
mm-hmm,
ideas and making the economy
mm-hmm,
work like China did, right? Like a country
fair enough.
who was dirt dirt poor like 50 years ago,
Mm-hmm,
60 years ago. They didn't have anything. And starting from the scratch and making the economic reforms to make it a near superpower in just like 100 years of span or 60 years of span.
mm-hmm,
This is what I find amazing, that how the powers work, how the world works
mm-hmm,
under a system called capitalism, and what
mm-hmm,
are the policy changes that are needed to make this system work? How does the governments work and how does the power work? Because I love military science, right?
mm-hmm,
So I keep reading about how military works, how tactics work, and what wings of
mm-hmm,
military are responsible for what task. And it's just a general interest in looking how the power moves, how the leverage works, and
mm-hmm,
just how the nations become great, and also the fall of the civilization states like Roman Empire or Ottoman Empire. Because to
mm-hmm,
be fair, nations are not a new thing. It might be a new word that has been introduced in like last 500 years, but we
mm-hmm.
have had civilizations forever, right? We belong from
For
probably the most ancient civilization called Indus Valley.
yeah. Mm-hmm,
So there has always been civilizations, and we are at a point where we have full-fledged countries. So just
mm-hmm.
studying these trends and how did we reach here and where are we going forward with this, it's just interesting to me. I
That's
love I love
that's
growth stories, right? And I'm a
mm-hmm.
big fan of India's growth stories. While it might have its
Okay.
own problems, but I'm very positive on India.
So does every other country, as, but it's just that being not because we are Indians. It's not the reason.
No,
That's the
no.
reason I'm saying this. But in general, I see the progress India has made in last, let's say, few 10 years, or let's say in general after our freedom. It's tremendous
Oh
to
yeah.
totally being colonized and damaged and looted by Portuguese, by Mughals, by Britishers, but
Yep.
still becoming fifth. Are we on fifth or fourth largest economy?
I think we are fourth
F-
now. We are fourth.
Fourth, yeah, fourth. We just
Hmm.
surpassed UK, in fact. So I
Yep.
think it's really good. But yeah,
Yeah. See, the thing is that India, when it got independence, it was a socialist state. It was
mhm,
not a capitalist state because the privatization was introduced by Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, right? Before that,
mhm,
India was not privatized. It didn't allow big companies to have their own private assets in the country. So we
mhm,
were a socialist state under Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, because at that time Soviet Union was a big thing, right? There were two
mhm.
superpowers, USA and Soviet Union, and India was more in
Yeah.
the Soviet camp,
Mhm.
which was the socialist side of the things, right? But I feel like
Okay.
after Soviet Union was dissolved and we had no option but to open up our economy to the world
Hmm.
because we needed the loans from IMF at that time.
Mhm.
And that was the deal
Yeah.
made, that IMF would provide loans to India and in return, India has to privatize its economy, and it has to be a capitalist country and a democracy.
Mm-hmm.
That's according to Americans, only capitalistic nations can be a democracy. And they
Mm-hmm.
themselves are just a two-party state.
Mm-hmm.
So what's a dictatorship? A dictatorship is one-party state. So they are just
Mm-hmm.
one step above the dictatorship, which is a two-party state.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at country like India, we have thousands
Yeah.
of parties. You can choose anyone. And
Okay.
like a district might be under XYZ party, the state might be under ABC party, right? So I think India, I won't call it a functioning democracy because it has its own problems, but I feel like India is the biggest democracy today.
Mm-hmm.
Not in the population sense, but the
In
democracy that
terms of
works.
growth and
Yeah.
success and yeah,
We can
got your
do
point.
another podcast on this if you're up for it. Like there's so much to
For
share.
sure. Would love
Yep.
to, but
Oh
we
yeah,
we
I've
gotta
I've been
make
studying
sure it's
India. Hmm.
we gotta make sure it's daytime for both of us, so that
Oh
I
yeah,
can sit
sure,
in
sure,
front
sure.
of my window as well. Nah, I'm kidding.
Sure,
Just a
sure,
joke,
sure,
buddy.
bro. Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's quite
Well,
interesting.
mm-hmm. Well, I think we are at the 1 hour mark. It was fun having you, man.
Mm,
Thank you
Oh,
for being here
was
and
fun
sharing your
being on this
insights.
podcast, buddy. Totally my pleasure.
Yeah, love your work. And I'm
Then,
gonna
oh,
link
thanks a
Mandar's
lot, man.
Instagram in the bio, and I'm gonna also link his other accounts that he has, like his rescuing accounts and everything, in the bio too. So if you want to really give him a quick follow, you can, and say your thanks in his DMs. And see you in the next podcast, I guess. That's it for today. Thank you, Mandar.
Good to see you, meet. Thank you so much. See you all, guys. Bye bye.
See you all, guys. Bye bye.